Greetings YouTubers, Atari Leaf here with another closer look video. Today we have the arcade classic Arkanoid for the Tandy color computer. Let's take a closer look, shall we?
Suddenly, space is a deadly place. There is no turning back, no place to run, no place to hide. They have destroyed your planet and now they are coming after you. Their destruction is your only chance for survival. It will not be easy, but survival never is.
Now that is a very dramatic story for what is essentially a breakout clone, albeit a very good breakout clone. This version of Arkanoid was released for the Tandy color computer in 1989, again programmed by the great Steve Bjork. What's interesting about this particular cartridge, and with a few other Tandy color computer cartridges, there are versions on the same cartridge for the Color Computer 2 or Color Computer 3. You need at least a 64K Color Computer 2. The graphics would be scaled down if you were to play this game on a Color Computer 2. What you're seeing is the Coco 3 version. Another interesting little feature is that if you know anything about the color computer, early on in its life, many games were not licensed. They had to make clones. For example, instead of Galaxian, if you had a color computer, you had to buy Galactic Attack. Instead of Space Invaders, you had Space Assault. Instead of Missile Command, you had Polaris. Later on in the Tandy's life, they were able to get licensing agreements with different companies. Therefore, were able to get actually get an Arkanoid clone, or Rampage, or Tetris, just to name a few. Anyway, onto the game itself. It is a very good clone of Arkanoid. It runs fairly well, fairly good frame rate. Colors are bright, not quite as good as the NES version, and the control is fairly good. Again, if you watched my Clowns and Balloons versus Circus Atari head-to-head review, you'll know that paddle controllers for this type of game are essential. They really make a difference, and although the analog joystick works fairly well, the paddle controller would have been better, just like the VOS controller for the NES. But still, it works good for what it does, and I was able to play the game fairly well with the standard analog joystick for the Coco. You can select from rounds 1 to 20. There are 22 rounds. After 20, though, they have to be earned. So you can't just choose. As with other Arkanoid games, you have the different little pills that come down and give you different abilities. S is for slowing down the VOS. C is to catch the ball. E will make the VOS longer, extend it. D, you get 3 balls. P is an extra VOS. L shoots lasers, that's my favorite. And B is to break a hole to the next level. All in all, I'd say this is a very good Arkanoid clone. Not perfect, but it's pretty good. I haven't gone through all the levels in the original arcade version or the NES version, but they look to me, from what I can remember, pretty much the same as the actual levels from the game, so I think they reproduced the game pretty faithfully. Sounds aren't too bad. Again, they're a little off from the NES version or the actual arcade version, but still very good, very representative of the arcade game. It's too bad the Atari seemed to be the only system to really make a paddle controller for their games. And again, with NES, they did come with the VOS controller. Hard to get now. If you want to try and find a VOS controller for the NES version, it's going to cost you a little bit of money. And I will say that using the joystick with the Tandy color computer version is a lot better than trying to use the digital gamepad with the NES. It's just too slow to keep up. The analog joystick in this version handled very, very well. Again, not as good as the paddles, but I can't really complain. It wasn't too bad. All in all, this version of Arkanoid for the Tandy color computer is very good. I highly recommend it. If you get a chance to get a copy, it's a great game. This is Atari Leaf with another closer look review. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.